Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, depending on where you're at. This is Cshark for homework assignment number 6, classes and objects. First assignment is the account class. As you can see, this is rather long. This is all the steps that need to go into it. So design a class named account that contains private int data field named ID for the account, default 0. Private double data field named balance for the account, default 0. Private double, misspelled, data field named annual interest that stores current interest rate, default 0. Assume all accounts have the same interest rate. As you can see, I've gone done as I've knocked things off here. So private data field. Date created, this was a little weird to me. So a private date data field. I'll go ahead and address this since I'm talking about it. I wasn't exactly sure how to make a date type. It's not one that I'm familiar with. So I did type def string date. It does not work as intended right now. I'll show you what happens. I had time to debug it, and I don't think I'm going to have time tonight, unfortunately. But we'll run through it, and I'll show you what happens. Excuse me. So we create a no argument constructor with default account, constructor that creates an account with specified ID and balance, accessor and mutare methods for ID, balance, and annual interest, accessor method for date created, method named get monthly interest rate returns monthly interest rate, another that does get month interest, so that just shows what you've earned on the account by way of interest. Method named withdraw that withdraws a specific amount, then I do a ULM, which I'll upload later. And then we will do a test program right now. It says use the withdraw method to withdraw 2,500, use deposit 3,000. Initial account is 1122, balance of 2,000, annual interest of 4.5%. So let's run this thing. Might be helpful if I'm actually in the window. All right, so ID 1122, initial balance 0, annual interest rate 4.5. How much would you like to withdraw? 2,500. So now you see it's dropped down a little bit. Deposit 3,000. So 20,500 balances 20,500 monthly interest rate. Let's see here. Make sure I think I mislabeled this. I'll change this. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be monthly interest. Yeah, I get month interest. Yeah, let's make a quick adjustment here. Monthly interest earned. There we go. All right, that'll change. So it's not monthly interest rate, it's monthly interest earned. And then as you can see here, date created is question mark. Now, I'll show you what I did here. Let's go up. We do string. So I have my private date created. That was from my type def string date. So date is just a string. So date created. Go down here, string get date. And then date account get date. So that's returning the date. But where we're having issues is right here, using the time library to date stamp the account when it was created. So using the time library, getting raw time, creating a struct of PM with time info, and then date create equals local time. I think I see what's going on there since it's a struct. Time info, raw time. local time underscore s should still make it a string, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but I could have just hard-coded when this was run, but I really want to be able to make a dynamic timestamp so when it is actually created, that would actually pop up. I don't think we've really learned how to use time at the time library properly, so that is to be worked on. That's something I want to refactor later on for funsies. All right, so moving on to the next one, solution. Quadratic equations, algebra. Yep, got CP. All right. So this is doing quadratic equations, and basically we're building detections for, well, basically we're going to ask for our A, B, and C, and then feed that into a quadratic equation, check the determinant. Depending on the determinant, if it's greater than 0, it's what? 2 real roots. If it's 0, it's 1 real root. And if it's less than 0, the determinant's less than 0, there's no real roots. So, neat. So let's go ahead and test this really quick. And this also has some issues that we'll discuss here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and start with, let's go no real roots. So for A, we go 1, -3, whoop, yep, and 4. So no roots, correct. So we'll go again. Go one real root. Wow, that is a little key. All right, so let's go 1, 0, 3. Oh, sorry, that was 2 roots. That was 2 roots. So 1, 0, 3 is 2 roots. All right, let's do 1 root. And I think this is going to give us issue. Okay. All right, so it is 2, 8, 8. No roots. Popped up really. 2, 8, 8. And it says, whoop, sorry, you're not seeing that. 2, 8, 8. Equation has no roots. And there's an issue with this, and I'll kind of point it out here. So basically, what I have going on. All right, so as you see here, I have int get A, int get B, int get C. Then I have double get discriminant. Now, the reason I went with double for funsy, let's try this really quick. Let's change it to int. Can you? Okay, let's give this a. All right, so 8, 8. Okay, still having issues. So I'm thinking, like when I went with double, that this is kind of scratching my head. Right here it says if quad get discriminant equals 0, see out quad get root 1. With double, like I kind of understood because it was doubles are imprecise. And so I was thinking, like I was going through the determinant, and I thought determinant, initially I thought determinant was going to do a bunch of division, and so we were going to wind up with like these weird kind of imprecise floating, well, doubles, where it's not exactly 0. Now I have integer, and integer is kind of it should even out to 0, and I'm not exactly sure why. So anyway, so I've run it where it's done none, I've done 2, and I tried running 1, and it's still throwing issues, throwing errors. So we'll try to fix that in our time, unfortunately. So I need to take a look at either how it's casting, or I need to read the results and see exactly what it's outputting and set my Sentry detect that particular output. All right, so next one. Intersection. This one was difficult. Let's pop that open. All right. So suppose 2 line segments intersect. The 2 endpoints for the first line segment are x1, y1, and x2, y2. And then for a second line segment, it's x3, y3, and x4, y4. Write a program that prompts the user to enter these coordinates and displays the intersecting point. This was a little strange because it was hard to manage all these individual coordinates by themselves. I'm so used to working with them in pairs. And so what I did was I did a little bit of research, and people were using utility to actually like make pairs. I was going to say they're like tuples in Python, but I don't know right now. It's been a long day. So anyway, so I did that, and then I did use standard library for exit to kind of get out of my. Well, I'll show you. So anyway, so I created. So I have these pairs. These are pairs A, B, C, D. So it's basically XY, XY of the first line, and then XY, XY the second line. And then go down here. So, okay. So anyway, so I get my feed in, so my double x1, x2, x3, x4, and then y1, y2, y3, y4, and then I get those, and then basically what I do is I pair them up. So my first endpoint, my A endpoint, is A1 paired make pair x1, y1, make paired A2, x2, y2. So that's basically end, end, and then I do the same thing for my B lines, so end, end. It just makes it at least easier for me to keep track of it as a pair. So, and then let's go ahead and run this. All right, so I'm just going to, let's go 5, 7, 15, 23, 8, 6, 22, and 18. Okay, so this is the XY coordinate of where these two intersect. Now let's do one where they do not intersect at all. We're just going to do like something really simple, like 1, 1, 2, 1. That's basically just like a really short line there. And then we're going to draw one right above it, running parallel. Uh-oh. Actually, I think they're going cross there, aren't they? Well, technically not, because, yep. My mistake. All right, let's try this again. All right, 3, 1, 2, 1. All right, so all right, I think that works. Okay, so let's go 4, 1, 5. Lines do not intersect. There we go. All right, that was a little silly. So, oh, come on. There we go. All right. I think we're getting that one. That one is clean. That one took a little while just to try and make the pairs, and then I had to like do a little bit of research and find the mathematical equations to do the calculations I found it. So that is good. Close this one out. And last one is our largest array. Now this one gave me fits for the longest time. Uh-oh. That up. So this is design a class name location for locating a maximal value and its location in a 2D array. The class contains public data fields row column max value that store the max value and its indices can't speak in its location. the values, the column and row in the 2D array where it's located. Anyway, so write the following method that returns the location of the largest element in a 2D array using location largest double A. Okay, this I won't say blew my mind, but it put my head through the ringer because I'm like, man, how am I supposed to do a return type of class? Like, I don't think we've ever talked about returning a class type. So anyway, return value is an instance of location. So, and then write a test program prompts the user to enter a 2D array and displays the location of the largest element in their array. All right, so I made a 10 by 10. This is a 100 slot array. So we're just going to go feeding it, feeding it, feeding it, feeding it. I don't know exactly how big I can get. And I think I'm good right there. Oh, actually no. Let's run it a little bit more so you can see it picks up that 6,000 there. Maximum value is 6,000. The row and column it's located in is column 2, row 2. So let's 0, 1. Oh, now hecky. So anyway, so it put it there, and I didn't quite print out the grid. I could print out the grid because that would make it easier to identify if it's actually in row 2, column 2. But it's a 10 by 10, and so what I did, what really made this difficult. So right here is our location. Oh, sorry. Yeah, location, locate largest, double array, and then I did have to do avoid processing. And so down here, so there's our location, because that's our return type. Location, locate largest, double, star, A. I'm not sure if this is even needed, but I've seen it referenced on a lot of the websites I went to. Stack Exchange, it seems to work, so I'm just going to keep it there. I might fill with it, I might remove it just to see if it continues on. I have a feeling it may not, but it's there. So return location A, so returns class. If it takes in the array, passes the array, returns the array back as a new instance with that new array. So there's our processing. It goes through here and it says, hey, if row column, the value inside row column is greater than our maximum value, this is the gladiator strategy. It says max value is this new one, row and column is this and this. These are independent variables that will only be defined once the maximum value is found. So main program, so we make our array, we get our input. I did use a exit here, a label, go to. Basically, I'm catching if they don't feed me anything. Now we did use 0 to escape, and I might want to change that where I'm trying to figure out how I want to write if there's like no value given. I think I played a little bit with null, and null didn't take quite the way I wanted it to. So anyway, so 0. So basically, you can go ahead and start building it. And if somebody gets bored and they don't want to do all 100 slots, They can go, say, 50. Once they hit 0, it does say, all right, go to exit loop. Exit loop is my label here. And here we have our calls. All right, so we make our first instance, Bob, that takes numbers. So that is the first instance. Now, in order to make the call of creating a class, a new class, I had to, well, first make an object because you can only make a call based off if there's an object. If there's no object, you can't call. That's what really blew my mind, was like, how come I can't call, an object? Well, it's like, because there's no object. You have to make an object in order to call the object. I think I'm confusing myself, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at. So anyway, there's my first instance of Bob with numbers passed. Then I want to make a new one. So I have James. And so it's basically equal to Bob, locate largest numbers. That's basically our copy. I'm not sure if you want us to use the copy constructor, but this was definitely a good mind exercise. So anyway, so after that gets done, I do my James.processing numbers, and so basically that does go through and finds our largest number. All right, I think we are essentially good. I need to upload this and draw out my UML diagrams. Like I said, there's a couple of things that definitely aren't 100% some of my earlier ones, especially the algebra one. And there's one other, but they're pretty much 99%. So we'll stop there, just because I'm out of time again. So thanks for watching, and have a great night.